Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video we're going to be going over a modified Colorado ZR2, but first and foremost, a huge shout out and thank you to Harrison Imports for giving me some time with this Colorado. Check out their inventory in the link below. Let's get straight into the video. Under the hood, we have a naturally aspirated 3.6 liter V6 that goes through an 8-speed automatic transmission. Power outputs are 308 horsepower and then 275 pound-feet of torque. Now let's go over the front end of the ZR2. So just like all the other ZR2s, you do get the blacked out portion here in the center, which looks really cool. And then yes, this is fake, but it does kind of look like venting, so I think that's pretty neat. And then coming down below, we've got the full halogen bulbs. And then notice that the whole grille has been blacked out. You've got the hollow Chevy bow tie, which is a cool kind of aesthetic piece. And then we do have the red tow hooks here at the bottom, but just look at the ground clearance here with the ZR2 with that front bumper and all that. Coming around the side here, we've got two 75mm tires wrapped around 17-inch wheels in the front and over in the rear as well. Absolutely love the look of the wheels. Just has a cool kind of off-roader type look. And these tires are absolutely perfect for the off-road. You can see how aggressive they are. And then the ZR2 does come with the Multimatic shocks in the front. And then I'll show you guys kind of the setup here, or at least what we can see there in the rear. And it even says Multimatic on it. And then notice the leaf springs with the truck as well. I love the kind of like over accentuated fender flares. I think it looks really good in the back, and then they have the same situation there in the front. But with the leveling kit and everything, just look at the stance on the truck. Now popping in the back here, payload capacity is 1,242 pounds. And then you guys notice it has the slow lowering tailgate. And then notice we have a liner covering everything here in the rear. And then this one does come with a tonneau cover as well. And, well, so you. Now let's finish things up in the rear of the Colorado. So notice that you've got the gigantic old school tail lights. You've got the Colorado ZR2 badges, receiver hitch just down below. And then notice that you've got a pretty normal looking bumper here in the back end. Still looks really good with the truck. The ZR2 badge, and again, here's the rear end, but look at that stance. Now here's the door panel in the rear. So notice that this door panel will be really easy to clean off if you did take it off-road. And we do have the rock rails, very important for protection. And then here are the seats. So again, these seats would be super easy to clean off if you did take it off-road. And then you've got the rubber floor mats. Got a couple of USB ports and then a 12 volt. And then we know that we have cup holders that chill out in that area. But that's everything for the back, so see ya. Now here's the door panel at the front. So again, just as easy to clean off because of the material use here, the front door panel. And then same with the seat. Notice it says ZR2 on it, and there's kind of a look at the rest of the seat. Notice it's partially power adjustable, partially manually adjustable. ZR2 plaque, and there's the pedal layout. And then here's the light control just up above. And then notice you've got this for the driveline section. So you've got your 2-wheel high, your auto, your 4-wheel high, and then your 4-wheel low. And then we'll go into the rest of the stuff there. And then notice that we've got a trailer brake control, and there's one more look before we pop in. Here's the steering wheel in the ZR2. So notice you got your voice command right there. You've got the heated steering wheel button with the cruise control, controls for the center stack. Radio controls are on the back. Got our turn signal stock. We've got our windshield wiper stock on the other side. That's all for the steering wheel. So let's pop here into the center stack. Notice you've got analog gauges for most of it. We do have that screen, which you can scroll through a couple different menus. Notice that the person was averaging 14.9 miles per gallon. But yeah, there's all those little screens that you can scroll through here. Here's the center infotainment system. First off, if we pop in reverse, we've got the backup camera with trajectory lines that do turn with the steering wheel, and resolution on the camera is really good. As for the rest of the infotainment system, it'll take a second. There you go. It's actually really good response time with the screen itself. It does have Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. You guys know that I love this unit. And then you've got the analog controls just down below. We have our climate controls in this area, and yes, we've got the AC on because it's pretty toasty today. 68 degrees. Okay, 68 degrees is hot for me. Anyways, notice you've got that for the cargo light, your hill descent control. You've got this for the trailer, and then we've got the hazard light, and then you've got the front locker and then the rear locker. It has both stability control, and then you've got that for the heated seats. And also this like center console makes like farting noises whenever you arm. Look at it. I don't know. Anyways, that's all for that. Got some USB down there with the 12 volts, and then here's the shifter for that 8-speed automatic. You do have a low range. Got a couple of cup holders right here, wireless phone charger, and then opening this up, you can see storage space in there is pretty good. And then coming over to the glove box, pretty good as well, and it does have the Bose sound system. And then finally finishing things up here at the very top, you guys can see that we've got the sunglass holder right here. You've got the light, and well, that's all for the top. Also, the rear window is manual for the operation. Now, if you guys want the most up-to-date pricing on this ZR2, check out Harrison Import's website, link in the description below. If you are wondering, this is a 2021, and let's take it out and see how it drives. Well, let's talk about visibility here in the ZR2. First off, you can see visibility of the hood's pretty good. There's your visibility through both of the mirrors. Here's throughout the rest of the rear, and let's set off. So we are setting off here in this ZR2 that has the leveling kits, and yeah, it's definitely a really good looking truck from the outside, but does it drive good? So first off, if you guys don't know, I'm a huge fan of the ZR2 platform. I have been for a long time. I just think that this is one of the coolest mid-sized trucks out there. Yes, it has about the same power outputs as all the other mid-sized trucks, but it has front and rear lockers, which is cool. And then it has those multi-matic shocks, which are really good at soaking things up. It makes this just an absolute monster on the off-road. It actually makes it drive a little bit nicer on-road as well when you go over bumps and everything. But yeah, just overall from the suspension system this has and the front and rear lockers, I think it's so awesome. It's just so capable from an off-roading perspective. But on-road, how is it? So first off, I am going to mention this because it is a little bit warmer today. The climate controls actually work really nice. It is a single zone climate, but this is such a small cabin that the cabin cools down very quick, which I think is definitely a huge plus. This V6 has a decent amount of torque. Yes, it's naturally aspirated. We're at about 4,500 feet, so we do get a little bit of power loss. But between that and the 8-speed automatic, it just gets it up and it gets us moving at a really decent pace. And then aside from the transmission and all that, again, ride quality is really nice. With these tires, they're not loud by any means or anything like that. It's also smooth from a driving experience perspective, and so everything is actually really good here with the ZR2. And then the other thing I want to mention is the steering is actually really nice with the ZR2. So it's very light, but it's actually relatively direct for being a pickup truck. Most pickup trucks will be pretty vague with the steering. This is relatively direct, and we'll see how the brakes are coming up to here. Yeah, stopping power is also great with the ZR2, so it just pretty much does a good job at just about everything, which is kind of what you'd want. Well, let's get an acceleration here. Well, we caught up to the Nissan Rogue, so you know this thing's fast. I'm just kidding. But I mean, it's pretty decent. Again, for being a mid-sized truck, it's right where it needs to be from an acceleration standpoint. And again, even at these higher speeds, wind noise is pretty much average. Tire noise is not crazy loud or anything like that. So it's, again, right where it needs to be. So let's sum things up here with this ZR2 with the leveling kit. So first off, I don't notice a perceivable ride quality difference between this truck and a stock truck without a leveling kit. So I think the leveling kit's worth it. The truck looks really good, and it's not really going to hinder performance off-road or anything like that. Unless you're jumping it a bunch. If you're going to jump the truck a bunch, probably don't put the leveling kit on it. But most people buying this are probably never going to take it off-road, sadly. So yeah, you get cooler looks, and you don't really have any sort of negative impacts because of the cooler looks. Aside from the leveling kit, what about the ZR2 package as a whole? So first off, this truck is actually one of the best values you can get out there from an equipment standpoint, but also from the perspective of resale value. These trucks have had an amazing resale value. So compared to a regular Colorado, they do better. And compared to other mid-sized trucks, they do pretty good, pretty much in line with like Jeep Gladiator, Rubicon, or Toyota Tacoma TRD Pro in terms of the resale. And so if you're looking for a truck that's gonna hold its value really well, has crazy off-road capability, tons of fun to use, then the ZR2 is definitely worth it. And also, it even has the off-road mode. Like, What more could you ask for? And also, if you buy this and you never use that off-road mode, I will be so sad and disappointed in you. And, well, the world won't be as happy of a place because you didn't take this off-road. Off-road mode, use it. Anyways, that's all. Now let's get sum things up for our video on this modified Chevy Colorado ZR2. And again, a huge shout out and thank you to Harrison Imports for giving me some time with the Colorado. Check out their inventory in the link below. I'll see all of you in the next video.